probably why his units are falling so fast. I'm curious to see the upgrades here for KaL if they show us another unit. Oh, and that Arbiter is almost going down. Oh, and a great stasis here, and we're going to see an attack coming in here, and this actually could do a lot of damage, although a great Matrix by Fantasy, saving that tank there, able to get at least 2 shots off there extra than it normally would, but just too many Zealots coming out. This force is as good as dead here in the middle, and KaL should be able to surround these tanks and easily take them out. Oh, and I wasn't looking at what the actual upgrades are for KaL, so hopefully they select a unit here so I can see. Wow, and no upgrades for KaL. So this could be a mistake by KaL in the long run, because if Fantasy continues and does a 1-1 upgrade, that can actually tear through Protoss fairly well. So I'm not sure if Fantasy is going to do that or not, but upgrades certainly are big in a big macro game like this. It is certainly important to have your units stronger in any way possible. And another push in here by KaL. He's going to push into the secondary expansion, as you can see here, able to take out a lot of vultures, but not a lot of SCVs, and vultures are very easy to replenish. KaL needs to go in here and take out some SCVs right now and try to make up for this little push here, because he's losing so much, and I think that's what he's doing, but they're not showing it. Yeah, that is what he's doing, and he is able to take out a couple. We're going to see the first person view here of KaL. KaL trying to micro and focus fire on these SCVs, but he's going to lose those. And wow, he macroing like a beast there, pretty fast on the gateways, able to get a lot of units out very, very quickly. You can see both players have been very even almost the entire game in food count. If you look at the bottom right there, I love the food counter that they have here for the WCG. And another Dark Templar just sitting there. I don't know if this Dark Templar is on stop. Or if Fantasy even knows it's there. I'm assuming because the command center is down a little bit, so I'm assuming it attacked the command center, but he could run away and then run back in after. Whoa, that looks like a weird glitch there. Could run back after. Oh, and here comes a probe transfer, and that Dark Templar is going to get some kills here, and I feel like KaL really has been doing that, and he does have the advantage in economy right now. Look at that on the bottom right as far as the rate of economy, and again, he's able to still macro at the same exact pace as Fantasy is, and bear in mind, Fantasy is having to build a lot of probes. I mean, there's another one, or a lot of SCVs. There's another one that goes down right there. Although, you know what, as far as bases go, 1, 2, 3, I think they're even on bases, although it looks like KaL is getting another base, and KaL does not stop harassing. He is dropping Zealots, he's dropping Dark Templars, he is taking out SCVs left and right, and there isn't even that back expansion base. I forgot to mention that back expansion base actually has been empty for probably 5 or 10 minutes now, and so Fantasy, or KaL actually has the 3 bases and actually a 4th base now that's going up, and is really thriving here on Return of the King. So certainly, I mean, his micro has not necessarily been better this game, but he's been doing a better job with his harassment micro. Overall, the macro micro, which kind of sounds funny, hasn't been, I think, a great improvement over the previous 2 games, but he's just really harassed. So, and that's what you need to do against a Terran. I guess you need to do it pretty much against any race that you're playing against here. So now we're going to see this. We're getting into the late game here again. No further tech again, very little Templars for KaL, a heck of a lot of mines again for Fantasy, and we're kind of just seeing a repeat of this, the first and second games, which is let's mine the heck out of the map, let's bring a bunch of tanks up, let's bring a bunch of vultures up, and let's EMP lots of them Protoss. And them Protoss don't appreciate those MPs, or EMPs, as the rednecks call them, those imps. And I don't know what that Zealot's doing down there. He possibly is scouting for that base. If he finds that hidden base, that's right. I didn't see that Fantasy actually has had 4 bases this whole time, which is why he actually has been able to macro up as he has. And I am sorry for the statements I said before. Fantasy actually does. Catching in the valley. Wow, that is a terrible place to be as a Protoss, being caught in that valley there. And Fantasy actually, because of that hidden expansion at the bottom, and you can see that KaL has not seen it. He has that the Zealot, but is not even thinking about it at this point. My bad. KaL has not had the superior economy. Fantasy has, which is why Fantasy is able to macro up these units and move out and have more units than KaL. And if KaL cannot get a good... Oh, and a key stasis by KaL. That saved his butt right there. If he had not gotten that off, then he would have been in real trouble, but able to have enough zealots to kind of come up here. But great matrixes again by Fantasy. Fantasy does such a good job with matrixing his units at the right time. Oh, a great mind drag there. And KaL, because... Oh, and KaL is still harassing the 12 o'clock expansion or 11 o'clock expansion there. Oh my gosh, and able to pick up and go right on to the next base. And, oh, actually going to take a risk here to try to take out some more SCVs. And these tanks are going to go down. KaL now swinging it back in his favor. Still has not seen that bottom expansion. Has the Zealot just kind of chilling down there. Fantasy, oh, nice EMP there. And, wow, Fantasy not able to save those tanks, but able to get a great EMP off and able to ultimately take out this force by KaL. Fantasy now swinging it back in its place. Okay, so this is a little more exciting game than the previous few here. We're seeing a lot of back and forth, a lot of mid-map armies just kind of demolishing each other, one coming out on top, then another coming and reinforcing and destroying. Wow. You know what? I got to hand it to KaL. When KaL is harassing this game, wow, and another EMP going off. KaL has been harassing this game extremely well. Not necessarily the best micro during harassing, but a lot of harassing, which is really, really key. Keeping Fantasy just maxed at his most possible APM during this entire game in order to try to keep up here. And I think that really critically to winning, KaL needs to detect that base, which is just not just sitting down there, gas and minerals, just constantly mining, and it looks like he's picking up a right base too. I don't know if that's a base on the bottom right, if Fantasy is also taking that out, but KaL's focusing so much just on harassing the secondaries and the mains that he's not seeing any other possibility of there being hidden expansions. Until now, possibly, as he brings his shuttle down. Wow, look at that Reaver micro. Able to keep it from going, and we're still seeing he does not see the base there, and he does not see any of the bases. He is still trying to macro up as best he can, but I think at this point Fantasy is just taking over. He owns other parts on the map. Fantasy has been controlling this map for the most part, despite some great efforts by KaL. And I think Fantasy is going to take out this base, and I think this might be GG for KaL. And there he is sitting back. We are going to see the GG here, and Fantasy has knocked KaL out of the WCG Korean Championship here. Not a lot to say about these games. Obviously, Fantasy is a superior player. I guess I kind of got false hopes from seeing a Protoss and just assuming there would be some epic game just because I haven't seen a Protoss versus Terran in such a long time. I hope you guys at least enjoyed the commentary. We're able to suffer through my late night boring commentary here. Feel free to leave all the comments you can, and stay tuned for a contest coming up soon, and possibly a couple dual casts with some guest commentators coming up here for some more WCG games. So thanks for listening, guys, and I look forward to chatting with you guys and commenting with you and hearing from you in the future. Have a good one.